Is that one already recording?
Yes.
A fine Earl Grey moonlight. Fresh bergamot. A little bit of cream.
So interesting.
Yeah, let's do this. Get in it. Get in there.
So what are you going to be doing this part?
Marinating chicken. What's up, all you cool cocks and chickens?
Oh, no. Take two.
Today we're going to be making chicken tacos. Oh, wait. Welcome back to Bod BBQ. Today we're gonna be making chicken tacos. It's a very simple recipe, but it's delicious. You can make it during the week. You can make it on just about any grill. I'm gonna show you how to do it out on the charcoal grill today, but you can use any grill that you want. And you don't even have to do it on a grill. You could do this in your kitchen, in a pan. If you want to, you could do it on a griddle top. I'm gonna be doing it on the charcoal because we love those little crispy bits of char that we get cooking it over charcoal. We went to Costco. We got that big pack of the organic boneless, skinless chicken thighs. They're really great quality. We use 2 of the packs out of the 3 that come connected, and there's 14 thighs in here. So what we're gonna be doing with these, we're not doing any prior prep other than removing the globular fat. Any of the fat that's around the thighs, we've already gone in. Brandy went in and she took off that fat that was around the edges. Thank you for doing that, that's awesome. And then I went and made this marinade. So what I did to make this marinade, it's a simple cilantro lime marinade, and I put it into my briner bucket here. I added just over a half a cup of oil. I used canola oil in this case. You can use pretty much any oil. Canola is a nice fat that really carries flavor, so that's why I use that one. And then I added in about a 1/4 cup of water. We have some fresh lime juice. I actually took 2 full limes and I juiced them into this. It was about a 1/4 of a cup, a little bit more. And then I zested a lime, the whole lime, and I went a little bit into the pith there. That's not good. You want it to look more like this. Get that zest off of there, and that's gonna add a lot of flavor in there. We have about a 1/4 of a cup, a little bit more, between a 1/4 and a half a cup of chopped cilantro, as you can see in there. We have 6 cloves of minced garlic that I minced up. We have about a 1/4 of a yellow onion that I chopped up and put in there. I minced that down. 1 tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of cumin. I also added some Mexican flavoring in there, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of ground oregano. And that's everything that's in there. I will put the breakdown of that marinade recipe down in the description below so you don't have to rewind over and over to figure out what I just said because I don't even know what I was just talking about. But it's all in there. It's really great. I'm just going to take these full chicken thighs and lay them in here. Juicy. So again, all we did with that chicken was take the fat off of the edges and then rinsed it down and made sure that it was nicey nice. Now I'm just going to mix this up a little bit, make sure that all of the thighs have good coating on it. And you can use chicken breasts for this if you want to. I feel chicken breast gets a little bit dry when you're using it in chicken tacos. I think the thighs are perfect. They stay nice and meaty and moist and delicious, and they carry the flavor really well. We're gonna need about 1.5 hours to 2 hours of marinade on this. So now that they're in here, I'm gonna close this up with the lid. Oops, yeah, I won't be able to lock it all the way in. There we go. And then we're gonna put this in the refrigerator. Awesome. And refrigerate it for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Okay, so we're out here at the grill and we're gonna be setting it up for a 2-zone fire. Let me show you how to do that. So we've got our coals in our chimney. All we did was put a couple of tumbleweed starters down in the bottom. We got that fire going underneath the coals and it just brings the fire up until all the coals are nice and hot. You can see we've got a little ashing in here. You really wanna wait until you have the coals fully ashed over, but they'll be able to do that here in the grill as well. Now, like I said, 2-zone fire. I want the right side to be super hot and I want the left side to be the cool zone, but still, it'll still be warm. I'm gonna spread these out. As you can see, that is nice and fiery hot. Now I'm gonna put my grill grates right over here. So we're gonna be taking these chicken thighs out of the marinade. They've been in there about 2 hours, which is on the long side for this marinade. The reason I say that is it has lime in there and it can start cooking it. You can see the color of the flesh has changed a little bit. So many good flavors on here. You'll want to knock some of this off. If you get the big chunks, you can knock some of that off in here. But we're going to keep most of the oil on here as a binder. And if some of the chunks make it, that's all good. This is all flavor. Don't forget to wash your hands often. If I was cooking for other people, a crowd of people, I'd definitely be using gloves, but cooking at home, you don't need to do that. That's silly. Okay, so now that we got these out of the marinade, we're going to season them up. So I'm just using a Mexican seasoning as well as a tequila lime seasoning to stick with the theme that we already have going. A little bit of lime and a little bit of that Mexican flavoring. So I'm just going to start off by putting a nice layer right on top. Come across with some of our tequila lime as well. Give it that zing. And these two go pair together really well. And the tequila lime. Okay, looks like we have plenty in here. Now I'm just going to mix it around. Make sure that all of it has some of that seasoning on there. If you see you're not getting enough coverage, just add a little bit more so you get a nice layering of seasoning on the whole thing. And this should be just enough right here. Let's take this out to the grill and we're gonna grill these up. These are gonna be awesome. Let's head out there. Okay, so now we have our chicken out here at the grill. We're gonna be putting it on. So you can see we have our super hot side and then our cooler side. We're gonna be putting this chicken over on the cooler side. Still a sizzle. Put it on however makes sense for you. I like spreading these out a little bit so you get them to cook a little bit quicker. You can even position them to where the fat part is near the flame, like that. Probably the best practice, honestly. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get these cooked to a safe internal temperature and then sear them off on the outside once they are cooked up. And since this grill looks like we're running out of a little bit of space, let's see if we can get them all on here. I might have to cook a couple of these direct over the coals. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna let these cook for just a minute. Okay, these have been on here about 3 minutes. I'm gonna flip them and see how we're doing. This is a good opportunity to move these around as well. Maybe bring some of these over. Just to keep them off the heat. Kind of do a little shift around. All right, another 3 minutes and we'll come back and check them out. All right, let's check on these chickens. Check the chickens. Woo, getting hot. All right. All right, we're going right over the flame with all these now. We're gonna try and finish them off with a little sear. Now these we wanna bring up to 175 degrees because they're dark meat. Wow, we're really getting some sunlight on there now. So we're gonna leave these going for as long as it takes to bring them up to about 170 degrees. I want to start pulling them right at 170, so there's that extra 5 degrees of carryover. Because they're on the direct heat, there will be that 5 degrees of carryover once we take them off and they're allowed to rest for a few minutes. Yeah, we're up around the 140 range right now. That one's getting higher. They'll be around 140 to 160 depending on where they were when we started. You want to move them around a little bit at this point. You don't want anything getting burnt, but these little charred pieces, I don't know if you can see this, that's the best. That's where the real flavor comes from. All right, so as you can see, we got all these flipped over. Let's start checking. You want to look in the thickest part. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. The cool thing about this dark chicken meat, as opposed to the white meat, is it's very forgiving. If you overcook the white meat, that's it. It's gonna be dried out. It's gonna be nasty. With this dark meat, you can really bring it up over 175 and it won't ruin it. It's still gonna be delicious. But you do wanna mind it. You don't want it to get totally burnt. The charcoal flavor on here is gonna be absolutely delicious. We're getting a little crowded here, but that's okay. We're just looking to finish this off now. We're gonna pull those off before they get burnt. That's good. Well, we're seeing where the hot spots are. That looks nice. And you can see how much these shrink up once they start cooking. About mid 150s. Let's check these over here. These might be done. Nope, they still have a little bit of ways to go. Yeah, it's really hot right over in this corner. Jeez Louise. Getting there. Nice. Yup. Yes, beautiful. We're getting there. Some of these are getting ready to be pulled off. And this is the difference between the last chicken video and this, is we're cooking directly over the coals this time because we're intentionally trying to get this char. We don't want to burn them, like I said, we just want it on the very outside, but it just adds flavor. That Maillard reaction just adds so much flavor, it's hard to describe how good it is. 70, 170, this one needs a few more minutes. I'm thinking we're getting about ready to the end of this cook here. Yeah, see, these are all temping out at 170, good. Yeah, these are good. I'm gonna take these off. Whoa, you almost dropped that one. Let me check this guy. 174, 175, good. We are good to go. So we're gonna be heating up our tortillas here. I've already put a little bit of avocado oil on here. We're just gonna be laying them down, getting them nice and toasted up. We got some nice local tortillas. Didn't feel like making our own today. Already doing so many other things. And these are awesome, fresh made. Boom. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, perfect. All right, this is what we're looking for. See how it's puffing up? You don't wanna leave them on there too long. As soon as it puffs, flip. Puff, flip. Oh, we got a puff, we got a flip. Puff, flip. Oh, they're getting ahead of me. So I actually have the heat on higher on this side. That looks perfect. I'm pulling this back off. We're just heating them up here. These are already cooked, obviously, but these are gonna be perfect for our chicken tacos. Boosh. So much easier with two. All right, these are all done. They're already puffing. That's perfect. So I have my middle burner on about medium high, and this one is cranked up to just about high. That's why they're cooking so fast. And we want that little char on there. That's perfect. But you don't want to leave them on for more than a minute. See what happens there? That little extra char goes a long way. It's perfect. 11 and 12. Let's go in and assemble our tacos. Okay, so that was a super simple and quick cook on the grill. We got those chicken thighs all charred up and they are up to temp. Let's take a look at what we've got in here. These are incredible. You can see how delicious these look. Let's bring them out and start cutting some of these up. I'm not gonna waste any time here. I'm gonna double these up, see how they look. Cooked perfectly. Amazing. Okay, let's try a little taste of this. I have a feeling it's gonna be really good. Oh, man. I don't really know what it is, but something about cooking over charcoal that is just so absolutely delicious. The marinade we put on here, the seasoning blend that we added. Man, try this little piece out. You gotta try that little piece out.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Good, right?
Wow.
Incredible. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother. I'll cut up the rest of this after the video is done, but I wanna assemble a taco so you can see exactly what we're working with here. Let's get one of these preheated taco shells. And as you can see, we have pretty much a smorgasbord over here. There's some cheese, there's some sour cream. We got some green onions that we cut on a bias so they're looking pretty. We got some limes that we wedged out so that we could squeeze over them. A little bit of lechuga, nice and sliced up on our new deli slicer. And then of course our chicken. So two main ingredients that I almost forgot. One is this delicious pico de gallo. And if you want to know how to make that pico de gallo, definitely check out the recipe we have for it. And then we have our magic green sauce. This is that avocado cilantro lime dressing. Also, I'm gonna put a link either in the description or up on the top of the screen in the card. This stuff is gold, it's so good. So let's assemble one of these tacos. I'll do it the way I like it. I'm gonna take some of these delicious chicken pieces, a couple of little pieces of cheese here. Let's get some pico on here. Oh man, nice and fresh. Just made this a couple hours ago. This is looking good. You really shouldn't put cheese with tomatoes. It will cause the cheese to melt down because of the acid in the tomatoes, but that's okay. This is gonna be deep down in my gullet soon enough. I'm gonna put some of this avocado cilantro lime dressing on here. It toughened up when it was in the fridge. And I'm gonna add just a few of these chives, a few of these green onions in here. Boop, boop, boop. And last but not least, I'm gonna take a little wedgie of lime. Give it a squeeze. All right. The moment of truth. Oh man. Perfect. That's a chicken taco right there. I mean, these are grilled chicken tacos the way you want them. There's so many bright flavors and so much going on. The chicken is perfect. The cheese in there adds that little creaminess. That avocado cilantro lime dressing is perfect on there. The pico de gallo really brightens it up. And these little charred tortillas, the homemade tortillas, absolutely incredible. This is just an amazing way to eat grilled chicken tacos. I highly suggest you try it out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Try this one. It's awesome.